Mm, let's go live. Let's go live. Happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome back to the Kempire channel. And those of you that are watching on the Kempire or Kempire Daily on Facebook, Lord, I apologize. Black Joy, no, we're not canceled. We're not canceled. Or at least not yet. No, never. Well, speaking of canceled, a new episode of our podcast, Kempire Radio, just dropped, blocked by Andy. But if you are a member of the channel, then you saw us live when we talked about all the things. Not all the things are shared in this new podcast, but in the podcast, I do have some podcast exclusives that are shared. So be sure to subscribe to the Kempire Radio podcast if you haven't already. Oh, I forgot to check my sound to make sure that you guys could hear me, but I think you guys could. Ooh. Well, at least that worked. Like, at least that's working. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, this is our Tuesday Takeover where we cover a variety of hot topics and, of course, reality TV and reality TV news. There's a lot to cover today, so I'm going to try and get through everything, but there is some construction going on at my home. So if you hear knocking or, all those kinds of things, bear with us. I wanted to be in the studio. I said, let me come a little bit earlier live, but here we are. Look, here we are. Anyways, so yes, be sure to check out the new episode of our podcast, Blocked by Andy. It's available on all podcast platforms right now. All right, we dropped that this morning. I was working hard on that this morning. All right. Intuitive Diane's, it's 1:50 a.m. in Australia, and here I am. Hello, insomnia. Well, I appreciate you spending your early morning or late night with us for our Tuesday takeover. So shout out to everyone that's watching in Australia. Sidebar, for those that were a part of the podcast recording, that little flight thing that I had, the issue that I had, I figured it out yesterday, but there was an issue again yesterday. Well, we figured it out and I'm booked. Right, TikTok, we're booked. TikTok, there has been issues on TikTok in regards to streaming live. So if it's not working for you, swipe out and come back in. Or you guys can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Facebook. You can watch us on Twitch. And you can also watch us on Twitter. So you have plenty of options to watch the show. Every other option, TikTok technically is better because you can see me straight on and I can see your comments in our live chat a lot easier. So be sure to follow us here. And guys, we're almost at 300,000 subscribers. We love to start the show off with some good news. But before we get into the good news, let's get into a countdown. Let's get into a countdown to let people know that we are live for our Tuesday takeover.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch the shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our Tuesday takeover where we cover a variety of hot topics, reality TV and reality TV news. But we always start off our Tuesday takeover with some good news. All right. So as I said to you before we got into the countdown, we are literally less than 1,000. Maybe way more than that at this point. Less than 1,000 from 300,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Look at us. Look at us. I don't take that lightly. So thank you for all of you that have subscribed so that you don't miss out on anything. I know there's a lot of you that watch the content, but you're not subscribed. I just want to implore you, I'm not forcing you to subscribe, but please understand, I know some of my videos show up for your algorithm, but not all of them, because we are putting out lots of content, both short form, long form, and I'm connecting with you guys on the community tab. So there are posts that you are missing. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and become a member. We had a members live podcast recording on Friday, which was so much fun. So much tea was spilled, not even from me, from y'all. Y'all spilled so much tea. I couldn't even include the callers in the podcast. Oh, so much tea. It's now available only for senior royals. They have unlimited access to the unedited version. But Royal Court members, you had all access over the weekend. Team Kempire members, you had 24-hour access to the podcast live recording. We had such a good fun. We had a good time. We had a good time. All right. Latrice, you've listened to the podcast. Latrice listened to the podcast this morning because I know exactly what she's saying. Drop the song, Kempire. Go listen to the podcast so you know what Latrice is talking about. There are things that are exclusive to the podcast. I try to make every platform different for you guys. And I know some of you watch and think that the same videos, the short form videos that you see on TikTok are the same ones that I post on YouTube. Not always. Not always. So it's important to follow me everywhere so you don't miss out on anything. All right. Enough of that. So as I said before, we love to start off the show with some good news. So as always, I want to know your good news. All right. Don't forget to let me know what is your good news in the live chat or your good news in the comments section. Replay crew, we haven't forgotten about you. What is your good news that you want to share with us today? It could be big, small, but even if it's small to me, it might be big to you. I want to know. I want to know about it. Be sure to let us know. And over the weekend, guys, you missed a lot. There was a lot that happened, including our podcast live recording, but there was a lot of stories that we were covering. And we're going to talk some more updates in regards to some of those stories. Okay. All right. Where do I want? Let's first start off with the Ultimatum season 2. There's not a lot that I want to say, but we haven't finished talking about this cast. I don't remember everyone's names. It's unimportant, but spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the Ultimatum season 2, they all end up with the people that they came with. We should be happy about that, right? But do I think that these people are going to be together after this show? Well, based off the reunion, everyone was still together. And the lady, remember the young lady that was pregnant and she had to leave the ultimatum early? Remember we weren't sure if she was really pregnant? And some of the cast weren't sure either? Just saying, Roxanne, she wasn't sure. Roxanne's the one with the eyebrows. She gave birth, so she did have a baby. She really did have a baby. Okay, go figure. Good for them, and good for the entire cast. Maybe they really did get what they needed to get from the ultimatum, the people to commit. I really don't see. Hold on, I forget. See, when I was watching, I remembered everyone's names, but the black couple in the middle, I don't see them lasting. I think she is so immature. He seems like a really nice guy, but she seems really immature. Ryan? No, because one's Riley. I can't remember. It's unimportant at this point. But she's immature to me, but she's also in her 20s, so it's okay. It's okay. All right? It's okay. But let me tell you something about Roxanne with the eyebrows. I'm only saying that because I can't remember if Roxanne's her actual name. But the lady with the eyebrows, the tech entrepreneur, or I don't know if she's a tech entrepreneur, but she's an entrepreneur. I don't see this relationship with this man working, and she did dog that man out. Was the other guy that she was in the new relationship with on this show a little messy? Yes. However, wait, who's pregnant now? Someone said she's pregnant right now. Again? Oh, Raya's pregnant? Oh, thank you, Alexis. She's pregnant. Damn. So the young lady that I said that's immature and doesn't want to be in a serious... They ended up together. But really? I just don't see it for them. But that's me. We're watching an edited show. We don't know the nitty gritty of these relationships. I just didn't see them lasting. So the young lady in the middle, Raya, is pregnant. Damn. The guy that Raya was with, the one on the far right, not the far right. He's right next to her, but he's larger in this picture. TikTok, you can't see what I'm showing. I don't know. Like they got engaged. I don't know about him. He just seemed all over the place. He was definitely not in for this experiment. He wasn't in for Raya. I don't know about them. Oh, wait, rewinding back. Hold on. Let me go back. Because Roxanne on the bottom far left, with the eyebrows, she railroads over this man. And the way he lost it after the other guy told him the bad things that Roxanne was saying about him, I was just like, you're really going to stay with her? You're really going to stay with her? Even after you watch the show, you're going to stay with this woman. Even after you watch the show, she has no respect for him. I don't care the fact that he started a business. She has no respect for him. The Ultimatum season 2. Well, good for all of them. It's only season 2. So they all ended up together. I think we should be happy about that. Not after we've seen all these relationships come together. Are we really going to be happy about that? Well, good for them. Look, it's not my relationship. Again, we're watching an edited show. We don't know the nitty gritty, the ins and the outs. Not the ins and the outs. Pause. Of their relationships. We don't know. But I watched it. It was interesting enough. I'm glad it was only a 1-part reunion. Nick Lachey Lachey's about to turn 50 years old, y'all. From 98 Degrees. Is 98 Degrees doing a comeback too? I see that they're together. Nick Lachey looks good. I thought y'all had canceled his wife, Mrs. Lachey, after the Love is Blind situation. I'm glad she's back. Look, that tells you that cancel culture, is it real? Not really. At least not for some of us. All right, moving on from the ultimatum, because we do have a lot to cover, and I think a perfect segue from them would be 90 Day Fiance UK. And we did not get I Love You Chicken. We didn't get any of that this week. And you're probably happy about that. "90 Day Fiance UK." Oh my goodness. I guess Katie's story is over because she got married. Okay, congrats, Katie. Shane and Mert. I told you last week, I felt as if 90 Day Fiance had jumped the shark because last week's episode felt so pre-produced. Like they've had a very good first season. Second season started off really great, but towards the end, I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, what are you guys doing? This is so pre-produced. This is so fake. I know, what am I expecting from reality TV? But I felt like we got a whole, what's the word? Refresh of 90 Day Fiance. I thought we got a whole refresh of 90 Day Fiance for the 90 Day Fiance UK. But these last couple of episodes felt so... Camila reminded me, because we did talk about this, I think last week, that Katie and Alejandro, word on the street is they're no longer together. But I predicted it. Well, did I predict it? I didn't predict it. But I told you, didn't Alejandro look like he was perturbed by Katie the entire time that she was in Mexico? Like he was done with her. So I keep forgetting that they're no longer together. So maybe that's why we didn't get an update in regards to their relationship. Oh, woo, woo, woo. Anyways, back to this. Shane and Mert. So I felt like these scenes with Shane and Mert were so forced and pre-produced. Now all of a sudden, Mert, whose real name is Bilal. Sidebar, UK. Why is it at their wedding did the minister have to address Shane as he? Yes, we know Shane is trans, but why did you have to address Shane as he? But Shane was okay with it. I'm guessing the legality, they had to do that. But I was just like, so, okay. It felt weird. It felt weird. I mean, I didn't get time to Google schmoogle the laws in the UK in regards to that. I'm sure it's the legality of it all. Maybe Shane hasn't taken the steps to, because I don't know if you can do that in the UK, officially change your gender. We got folks here in the UK. Is Danny in the chat? Danny's our resident lawyer. I don't know. That was interesting. But there are issues this episode. Now all of a sudden Mert has issues with Shane's mom, even though they were loving on each other before. Look, things can change, especially when you start living in the same place at the same time. But I didn't believe it. I really didn't believe it. I didn't believe any of their conflicts. I think these two are a match made in heaven. I didn't believe it. I thought it was sweet when Mert called his family. They seemed very happy about this relationship. They were very supportive. You know, last week, Mert told his mother that Shane was born a boy. I just didn't believe their issues that they were playing out. Again, we didn't get any Luis and Jose. I love you, chicken. Okay, talking about pre-produced. Tion and David in the Dominican Republic. This relationship, and I know some of you are probably like, Tion is a spoiled brat. Yeah, she is, but she's leaning into that as her character. Their entire intention at the end of this was for them to get engaged, be on this show. I think they just want to be on this show. I don't even think that this is, it's a real relationship, but you're going to sit here and tell me that David didn't realize that if he got her a fake cubic zirconia, that she was going to be upset about it. Again, very forced. Maybe last minute because Katie and Alejandro broke up. Probably. I can't believe that Katie and Alejandro broke up. See, that's why you can't bet on people. You can only bet on yourself. So I didn't believe this relationship at all between Tion and David. Even when she was upset with him dancing salsa. Has she never seen salsa before? She's like, I can't live with a man that's going to be dancing salsa. That is her deal breaker. And then she sees the ring and she's ready to say yes. And then she realizes that the ring is not real. And she's just like, I cannot say yes to this. And I know people are genuinely invested in this show and are probably like, she's a spoiled brat. She is a spoiled brat. But I don't believe this storyline. I feel like that is something that's been concocted by someone, them or the producers. See, me and Heather Dubrow's leftover sushi. You know, I love that name. Oh no, I was rooting for Katie and Alejandro. Me too. But I told you, this season, he seemed so perturbed by her when she was in Mexico. I was just like, something's off. Look, something's off. All right. Let me not waste too much time on talking about non-factors. Sorry, Katie. Just because there's a lot to talk about. If you're new to Tuesday Takeover, we cover a variety of shows. Okay, this is where we catch up on things that we don't get to talk about. So if you follow me on TikTok, I posted a video yesterday talking about Mary and Brandon. I told you that these two are too young to be together. You already told us, spoiler alerts, that they got married and they have a baby. This week, we found out that she was pregnant. But here's the thing, what we find out in this whole scene, it wasn't an oopsie. It wasn't an accident. We find out these folks, while her father, because the father did not want them having sex, but you can't control kids, okay? But he went off to Manila to work. So as soon as he's off, these two are having a little fun. And then she tells him, I want to have a baby. Mind you, he's asking her to ask her father for financial help. So you are not in a position, sir, you live in your RV. And nothing's wrong with that. But you can't supply for anyone or anything at this point if you're asking for financial help. But you guys want to concoct a plan. I want to have a baby. He's like, okay. And the first time that they try, because they're young and full of, never mind. Come on. And let me tell you something. I am not a parent. I am the uncle of many nieces and nephews. I can't tell you the amount of times as I'm watching this scene that I want to snatch those kids up and like, what is wrong with you? Get it together. You need to focus on something else besides having a baby and getting married. Especially because their relationship is not like, there are plenty of people that get married very young and early. It's not the traditional thing to do now, but back in the day it was very common. But these two are so toxic. Remember before when they were separated, he couldn't even go take a poop without her being on FaceTime. And now she's having palpitations and asthma attacks because he's finding out and drawing lines in the sand and finding out she lied to him. She unplugging the Wi-Fi and going to hang out with her friends. Well, see, here's the thing. Shout out to our TikTok community because someone said that they're no longer a part of the 90 Day Fiancé family. NYCNP says they are banking on that sweet 90-day paycheck, which in the Philippines, it's good money. In America, not so much. Okay, it can't go as far here, but it could go a long way in the Philippines. However, here's the thing. Word on the street is they're no longer, like they were taken off the show because they broke an NDA. Allegedly. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what the comment section was saying about this couple. Okay? About Brandon and Mary. So she's pregnant, probably already had the baby. Dumb. Sorry. It's true though. Dumb. All right. Hey, Justin, where's Justin been? Justin says, I literally never use FaceTime in the bathroom is deranged. Me either. I don't use FaceTime like that. I have a couple people that will call me. Please do never just call me on FaceTime without letting me know. It's not like I'm doing anything, but still, what if I am in the bathroom? First of all, I'm not picking up. But some people use FaceTime as their form of communication. If they're calling you, they're FaceTiming you. Don't do that with me. I'm not interested in seeing your face. Okay. All right, let's move on. Because like I said, we have so many things to talk about. It's finally starting to feel a little like fall here in New York City. More like spring, which I prefer. But it's starting to cool off, which I can appreciate. I even have the window open up in the studio. Okay. All right. Let me move on from that couple. You know a couple we never talk about when we talk about 90 Day Fiancé UK? We never talk about Rebecca and Christian. I always forget about them. Woo, woo, woo. I always forget about Christian and Rebecca from 90 Day Fiancé UK. Maybe because I don't believe this relationship either, or I don't believe that this relationship will last. He seems like a player. I don't like the way he speaks to her. She seems insecure. She's made this mistake before, marrying someone that was from abroad, and after they got married, that man left her. Okay? So I always forget to talk about them. So now they're about to get married. So he can stay in her country. They met on a cruise. And she's worried that he might have girls in every dock. He probably does. He's cute though. Look at that face. Doesn't that face tell you that he has a girl in every dock of that ship? He has a girl there. I always forget to talk about Christian and Rebecca, but here you go. Look, here you go. I talked about them. Good for them. What else do I want to say? There's nothing. They had their little fights over her being concerned about a woman that he met in one of his ports. Then he was fighting her about being a belly dancer. He didn't like what he saw when he went to one of her shows. He didn't like how the guys were tipping her and stuff like that. We didn't see Robert and Assel anymore. I don't know if I care. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our Tuesday takeover where we cover a variety of 90 Day Fiancé, Below Deck, The Ultimatum. We cover a variety of reality TV, but not just reality TV news, and pop culture news. So we do have some pop culture news that we're going to go over in just a second. But let's continue with our 90 Day Fiancé. I have stopped watching 90 Day The Last Resort, partially just because of the time constraint. Maybe I'll get back into it, but the same reason why I said I didn't want to watch it is exactly what it's turning out to be. Us watching couples that we are done with. I only got invested in that first episode because Asuelu and Kalani's cheatation situation. But now I'm done. I don't care. I don't care. I like the edit of it. You know, it gives me very White Lotus, which I am going to watch. Maybe when I'm traveling, I will watch White Lotus again. This writer's strike. Okay, we'll do a little pop culture before we get into this. The writer's strike is affecting a lot of things, y'all. It's affecting a lot of things that I did not expect, like daytime talk. And you know why I didn't expect it? Because that's not common for daytime talk shows to have writers. Especially the way that we came up with Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake, Jerry Springer, Oprah Winfrey, Wendy Williams. They didn't have writers. Okay? So Drew Barrymore. Oh, damn. Woo, Drew. Ooh, Drew. Drew got so much backlash because she decided to bring her show back without her writers. So apparently Drew has writers that are part of the writers union. Okay? As you know, the writers are on strike, the actors are on strike, and Bethany is trying to get the reality TV stars to go on strike. That she's working on it, okay? And she's been in the news too. We're not going to even talk about Bethany this week just because I just didn't have time to gather the story for you guys, but I'm fully aware of the Bethany Karen story. Giving out makeup. But Drew Barrymore, she decided that she was going to bring her daytime talk show back without her writers. So everyone was giving her backlash saying, well, that means you're crossing a picket line. Drew Barrymore, who's an actress. Shonda says it didn't stop Sherry and Sherry talked about this because her daytime talk show just came back this week. Sherry Shepherd is a comedian. She, very much like Wendy Williams, did not have writers a part of her team. So she does have union workers, but not union workers within, acting or writing, more like the crew. So that's why Sherry is able to come back. Jennifer Hudson's show apparently has writers too. Have y'all been watching the Jennifer Hudson show? Have we talked about it? I think we have. I mean, good for her. They give it. Look, she's an EGOT. She's come a long way. And when I first was introduced to Jennifer Hudson on American Idol and how she lost and has gone on to become an EGOT, come on. You see, I'm starting off nice, right? Starting off nice. I've watched Jennifer's, not chapter and verse. I've watched plenty of clips. Okay, plenty of clips. I don't like it. She's not good at it. And if I had to pick between, and not that you have to pick, you can watch both shows. But I much prefer Sherry's show. But Sherry's had a lot more experience in daytime talk. Remember, she was on The View. When she first started on The View, she wasn't very good. And then she filled in for Wendy a few times, and people really loved her. So she's found her way. On her daytime talk show. She did address why she's able to come back versus a Drew Barrymore and things like that. She is in support of the strikes that are going on, but she says she writes her own jokes. And I'm assuming since she writes her own jokes, she's also not a part of the writers union. I know she's a part of the SAG union. But this was like the first time I thought about it. I was like, wait, why is the strikes affecting the daytime talk shows? Only to come to find out, shows like Drew Barrymore's show has writers. So Drew said she was going to cross that picket line. She even put out a statement that she was crossing that picket line. And now she's coming back. Drew was like, I'm so sorry. Let me read her statement. Drew put out a statement. She says, I have listened to everyone and I am making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over. I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt. And of course, to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. We really tried to find our way forward. And I truly hope for a resolution for the entire industry very soon. Why does Drew Barrymore have writers? Because she needs them. She needs them. And look, shout out to the writers. I'm not going to hate on a daytime talk show having writers because that employs a writer. So congratulations. Come on. And I remember seeing one of the writers speak out about this during when, Drew had her villain era, very short period of her villain era. Say, during the pandemic, this was a great opportunity for him during the pandemic to get this opportunity with Drew. So I'm not going to hate on a writer for that's going to get a job. Okay. So good for them. But it makes you look at Drew's show a little differently, right? Like, oh, you hired a writer for your daytime talk show? Where your daytime talk show is really not really supposed to be that scripted. It's really supposed to be you, your personality. Certain things maybe you can script, but okay. Shout out to the real ones like Oprah Winfrey, Drew Barrymore. Oh, not Drew Barrymore. No. Sally Jesse Raphael, Richard Bay. Remember that? Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake. Ricky Lake was so young when she had her daytime talk show. Ricky Lake was in her 20s with the level of success that Ricky Lake had, and she had a daytime talk show out of New York. When you think about that, Ricky Lake. Do you guys miss that format of talk shows where it's not celebrity driven, it's more about real people driven? Do you miss that? Isn't Karamo's show a little bit like that? I have not watched Karamo's show yet. His show got renewed as well. Is Karamo's show coming back? Do we know? Can someone let me know in the chat? Miss Esquire, great question. Miss Esquire says, The View doesn't have writers. They technically do have writers, but their union, and I'm so glad you asked this question because this was answered on social media. The View falls under a different union because remember, they are run by ABC News. So their union is different. So that's a really good question. So that's why they are able to come back. So their union is not on strike. But Drew has apologized. Her villain era is over. Leave her alone. Let me say thank you. Hold on. Okay. Thank you so much, Norma, for the super chat. Norman says, good news, Bethany's ego will float in Macy's parade. Come on. So Bethany will be in the Thanksgiving Macy's Day Parade. Well, her ego will be. Thank you for the super chat. Okay. Oh, Deborah did ask this question and I saved it. Deborah says, did you get your money back, Kempire, in regards to my flight that I talked about on the podcast? I did get my money back. However, when I tried to book yesterday before we figured out what the issue was, I did charge again. Now I have to wait for that charge to clear. But I still was able to book my flight. I still was able to book my flight. Anyways, thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Yes, Florence says I miss Wendy Williams. I do too. I do too because what I'm seeing on Daytime Talk, I'm like bored. Okay. All right. Since we just talked about Drew, let's talk about another hot topic that we covered yesterday. If you missed it, we reported on Tamar Braxton and her getting robbed. She posted on social media. Oh, that's not Tamar. That's Tiana. But we'll talk about Tiana in a second. Tamar Braxton reported that on her social media, she posted video footage of these men breaking into her car. But then she went on this sort of like rant about how she doesn't feel safe anymore. She doesn't feel like she can be safe with anyone or anywhere, which has led people to wonder what's going on with her and that man that she got engaged to on Queen's Court. You remember that show that we talked about? We loved that show. Well, apparently, I think they might have broke up. I think they might have broke up. Yeah. Thanks, El Michelle. El Michelle says, I am so late. You are my daytime talk show, Kempire. Thank you. Thank you. One day. I mean, this is daytime right now. We're in the daytime hours. Ms. Escobar says she can't keep up with the divorces. There are a ton of divorces going on right now. I didn't realize it until I was looking at it in front of me. There are a ton of divorces happening right now. A ton. All right. Where was I? So Tamar. So apparently Tamar and that man may have broken up, but we'll cover that once that's confirmed. However, Tamar did post on social media that she didn't feel safe anywhere or with anyone. Apparently, for 30 minutes, these men were breaking into her car, stole her garage door opener, stole a bunch of things out of her car. She also said she had a lot of personal things in her car, which made people wonder, like, why do you have that, all of these things in your car? Some of you guys are really cruel on social media, though. Because some of you, when I reported on the story, some of you were like, karma, good for her. This is what she puts out into the world. And I was just like, oh my God, kick a girl while she's down. Damn. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to Tamar. If you missed our full report on Tamar and that situation, be sure to check out that video from yesterday. Teyana Taylor. So Teyana Taylor confirmed over the weekend that her and Iman Shumpert have officially separated. She didn't say that they divorced. She said that they've been separated because, there have been multiple rumors that Iman had cheated on Teyana. However, Teyana is saying there is no, quote, infidelity involved. That's still her best friend. So what exactly went wrong? People on social media will start to speculate the same way that they've been speculating on this whole Jeannie Mai and Jeezy situation. We will get to that situation a little bit later on. So Teyana confirmed that her and Iman have separated. I am wondering whether or not they will actually go for a divorce or will they work things out and get back together. Who knows? They seem to have a solid relationship, but so did Hugh Jackman and his wife of almost 30 years. Ariana Grande filed for divorce too. Officially, we talked about this when there were reports coming out that Ariana Grande and her soon-to-be ex-husband were having issues. That was a relationship that formed during the pandemic. Once the world opened up and she had to fly to Europe to work on the movie Wicked, that it caused issues in their relationship, only come to find out allegedly that Ariana Grande and one of her co-stars have been having a relationship. However, the co-star is also married and now going through a divorce. And he has a young baby with this woman who was like his high school sweetheart. That was a mouthful. So apparently, according to the court documents, Ariana Grande and this man, I forgot his name. Sorry, sir. Wait, no, it's right in front of me. Let me get the name. Hold on. Ethan Slater. There we go. You're welcome, Ethan. So Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande officially filed for divorce. Ariana's lawyer, Laura Wacer, who, if you follow anything in regards to pop culture, especially when it comes to divorces, Laura Wacer is a high-powered divorce attorney. If you have the money, get Laura Wacer. All right. So Ariana's lawyer, Laura Wacer, filed on Monday, citing the boilerplate irreconcilable differences as the reason for the divorce. Dalton immediately followed suit, filing his response in a clearly coordinated effort. According to TMZ, they're told everything was worked out before going to the courthouse. Sources say that Ariana will cut Dalton a check. Okay.
Lies! The lies!
Oh, no, I'm going to keep that in. Okay. And that will be that. So according to the court documents, the date of separation for Ariana and Dalton was February 20th of 2023. So earlier this year, and they're just filing for divorce now. As you know, there have been multiple rumors surrounding Ariana and this man. Hold on, let me bring up the picture because I think it's important. Look, I think it's important for you to see the picture. Okay? Hold on. Let me bring up the picture of the man she allegedly is cheating with. This man, her co-star Ethan, who was in the musical SpongeBob or something like that. So according to TMZ, they said, as for why it took so long between the date of separation and the divorce filing, a source with direct knowledge tells TMZ the two took their time to iron out details and settle. Their source says that there are no hard feelings. They've been really caring and respectful of one another every step of this process. And TMZ sources is probably Ariana's PR team. So they said, as reported, Ariana began dating her Wicked co-star Ethan Slater after splitting with Dalton while filming the flick overseas. However, she may have split with her husband, but apparently Ethan had not split with his wife and mother of his child. I'm like, Ariana, really? Wait, really, Ariana? Is that what we're gonna? Is it worth it? All right, good for her. Good for her, I guess. All right. So Ariana Grande is working on her divorce. She seems to be sort of like Jennifer Lopez. Like, she's gotten engaged a couple of times. Just been a lot of relationship stuff with Ariana. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear Ariana engaged again. Justin says he's giving Mark Zuckerberg cousin. Yeah, a little bit. Look, a little bit. So let's get back into 90 Day Fiance, guys. You're just joining us. This is our Tuesday takeover where we cover a variety of reality TV news, and pop culture news as well. If you're part of the replay, we will be posting the timestamps, I promise. Shout out to our King's Guards in the building. Not a slap. Shout out to our King's Guards in the building. They will be tracking today's timestamps for you guys, and we'll be posting them later so that you can go to the hot topic that you want to hear. But I think it's worth listening to from beginning to end, even if you're having your work day and you're listening or watching us. So don't forget to be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We got over 1,500 people in the building on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch and Twitter, and we have quite a few of you watching on TikTok. So thank you guys so much for being here on multiple platforms. All right, so let's get those likes up. Let me just say thank you. Joe Nils, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Shout out to all of you that send in super chats, VENMOs, Cash Apps, things like that. Normally we see those after the live, so just thank you in advance. All right, let's get back to this. So let's talk about Below Deck Down Under, because Below Deck Down Under just ended this week. And I really enjoyed this season of Below Deck Down Under. It was a good season. You know, I'm never really interested when they get into, oh, they're off. They don't have a charter guest. I could care less about them going out and getting drunk, especially this particular cast, because they just seem real. I don't know what's the word. They act weird when they're drunk. You know, everyone acts a little different when they're drunk, but they just act really like, you okay? Like, what's wrong with you? So, yeah. So I'm not really interested in that aspect of Below Deck Down Under. These charter guests, the Stepford wives, they were really interesting because you saw what Jamie did to that woman's dress. And she said one thing to Jamie, which I thought was lovely, but it was very Stepford. She was just, as soon as she saw her girlfriend, she ruined my dress. She ruined my dress. Okay. I got a little scared for Jamie. I just don't understand why you're steaming with an iron. Like that, you were ready to do that. Kay says, is Culver really cheap? Yes. Remember last week we were talking about how Culver refused to pay for the group. Everyone would take turns when they would go out to pay, and Culver would not. Something's not right with Culver. But shout out to Culver's mother. She sounds so level-minded, and the advice she gives him at the end of the season when he finds out that Jamie kissed Luca. Luca is bad, but Luca's a Scorpio, so I wasn't surprised. Bad. But Jamie does not have the heart to tell the truth to Culver that she was interested in a hookup, but she's not interested in anything long term. I don't even know why she even said yes to being together. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Louis says, Culver, the teeth. I can't. For me, it's not even about anything aesthetically with Culver. It's his personality to me that, first of all, he's not a great worker. Secondly, he seems less than smart. Louis says, right, Culver is creepy. Luca, better match. I don't know if creepy is the right word for Culver. For me, Culver seems immature, emotionally and just intellectually immature. And I can see why Jamie is just like, I don't find that sexy. So I just don't know. I think she just didn't have the heart to break it off with him. And then especially when she breaks his heart and confesses like, oh, I made out with Luca, and she didn't have the heart to tell him the truth that she remembered making out with him. She's like, I didn't remember. Okay, girl. But it was a good season. I'm still looking at Aisha and Captain Jason with the side eye. And I'm not saying that men and women can't be friends. Please understand, I'm not saying that. I just get an energy. If she wasn't with someone, I like their friendship though. I really do. And Aisha grew on me this season. She made me laugh a few times. Zarina, the chef, she made me laugh throughout the season. I thought she was a great chef. She walked out on Captain Jason's like, I'm not doing it, in regards to, because they wanted like a specialty type of chef night. Like when they do the hibachi and stuff, they wanted that. And I kind of agree with Zarina. I was like, you go to a place for hibachi. You don't charter a yacht and expect that, unless you have already, given a way more of a heads up and you've chartered a yacht with that specific type of chef. So I felt for Zarina, but she did it. So Zarina and, my Taurus brother, Joao, they've had their issues. They had been flirting with each other. Originally Zarina was interested in Culver. Culver broke her heart for Jamie. And then this relationship sparked between Joao. I don't know anything about Joao from previous seasons on the other shows that he's been on. Apparently he was an F-boy, but he's also a Taurus. And he was really hurt by her calling him fake. He was really hurt, but I saw a different side of Joao, at least in this season. I didn't see him being the F-boy that you guys may know him to be. Because to me, he knew his job. He did his job well. I thought he was a good leader. And I thought he was really, what's the word? I really felt like he was romancing Zarina. I thought that he really was interested. And then, of course, on their last night, he goes into F-boy mode and kisses Margot. But she said she wanted things casual. Like, I kind of blame Zarina. I don't blame Joao. You said you wanted things casual. So I hate the fact that he beat himself up over that. Because I was like, she said she wanted things casual. She didn't seem like she was that interested. You were ready to actually have something serious with her, it looked like. And no. Jessica, it wasn't Scorpio slander. I love Scorpios. Kay says, will there be a reunion for Below Deck Down Under? Well, Andy said on Watch What Happens Live, because I saw the top of it, because, the way that YouTube TV works, that they were considering that episode with Captain Jason and Aisha as a mini reunion. So I'm thinking a reunion is coming, but we shall see. I hated the fact that they released 2 episodes every single week of Below Deck Down Under, because it was just too much to catch up on. But it really was a good season. I would be surprised if we didn't have some sort of reunion. We had a couple of people, 3 people fired. Adam, Luke, and Laura. I don't think they're bringing back Luke and Laura at all. I don't think they're bringing them back. Not from General Hospital. They're not bringing them back there either. And Adam. Adam, I can see them bringing back because, he wasn't fired for being problematic. I mean, he was kind of problematic in his own way, because, like, the problem would be, like, you're going to get us killed on this super yacht. They say no Below Deck reunion. Well, we'll see. Just saying. We'll wait and see. I don't know why they're not doing Below Deck reunions. I know it's hard to kind of get everyone together, but just do it virtually. Christabel says that I think Joao saw how he came across on the previous season and decided to actually change. Good for him. I need to go back and watch. I like Joao, at least on this season of Below Deck Down Under. We shall see. Yeah. Hey, Angelique, where you been? Angelique says, poor Joao went into self-destruct mode. He'll see her more often than not. We shall see. We shall see. All right. I did not want to forget to talk about my boy Harry. I still love Harry. Harry for me was the heart. By the end of the season, you know how much I love my Harry from Below Deck Down Under. Sweet, got his heart broken by Margot, but turned out to be, even his little goodbye was really cute and sweet. I really, Harry never changed. Continue to be the sweet person that you are and funny, just naturally funny. Margot, I'm glad that you climbed some hurdles this season to do better. Even got a job from Captain Jason. Captain Jason, you're a great captain. I really do like Captain Jason as a captain. I saw him at BravoCon. He was one of the captains I saw at Bravo. I saw him. What else did I see at BravoCon? I can't remember at this point because it's literally about to be a year later since BravoCon. A lot has changed since. Go listen to the podcast. Blocked by Andy. All right. More information on our Kempire Radio podcast is available in the description, or you can just Google Schmoogle Kempire Radio podcast and it will come up for you. All right. Norma says Harry is sweet even in his bungee smugglers. I'll miss him, but I'm sure he will be back. They need to bring him back next season. I thought it was a solid season for Below Deck Down Under. Live chat, those of you that are watching the replay, how would you rate this season of Below Deck Down Under from 1 to 10? I actually would give it a 10. You know I don't give out 10s easily. I would definitely give it a 10. Louis says, Jelly, you saw the captain live. Y'all really are fascinated by Captain Jason. I'm not so much. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I'm just like, okay. All right. But anyways. Oh, Leslie says, Joao grosses me out, and I'm actually a little grossed out by Margot. Leslie, tell us why you're grossed out by Joao. Is it because of past seasons or this particular season? Leslie says, I feel bad for her about Luke, though. Yeah, we never really resolved that. Because remember, she received a message. Margot received a message from Luke, who had been fired for trying to get into bed with her naked. Just saying. Okay. All right. Let's move on, guys, because I've been talking already for an hour, and there's still a lot more for us to cover, including Angelica Ross versus Ryan Murphy.
I am the fifth member. How about that?
How that seems to be fitting regardless. Okay. We'll talk about that. We still have to talk about the Jeannie Mai and Jeezy situation. Apparently there's an update, y'all. There's an update. So we got to get into that. And we also have to talk about Big Brother. Let me continue our recap of 90 Day Fiancé, because some of you don't even realize that we talk about 90 Day Fiancé here on the channel. This Tuesday takeover started as our 90 Day Fiancé recap day and show. It turned into the TLC takeover, and now it's Tuesday takeover because we can't just talk about 90 Day Fiancé. We got to talk about everything. Everything. All right. Shireen says, can't wait for the Big Brother chat. Yeah, we got a lot. I literally wanted to watch it after I watched it last night, but I said, nope, wait till tomorrow so it's fresh in your brain. I watched it again this morning. All right. And yes, guys, Tuesday takeover is early today because I said to you before, I'm having some construction done here at Casa Kempire. So I wanted to get on a little bit earlier, but then workers came early. So please bear if you hear any knocking or anything like that. But so far, so good. But we can't be here long. Okay. All right. Hold on. Leslie says, he's just such a playboy every season, and he was rude to Aisha. Yeah, that's what I heard from past seasons, but I'm talking about this season. Can he change? I don't know him from those other seasons. But yeah. All right. Let's focus. All right. So we talked about Below Deck Down Under. Let's talk about 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. So we had a lot. I can't even keep up with the amount of airport scenes that we had because, you know, all of these 90 Day Fiancé shows are rounding out. We're about to have the tell-all for all of these shows. So we had a lot of scenes in the airport. All right. So I'm just going over some of the most important details. We're not going to go through the nitty-gritty of every scene. Okay. So Amanda and Rosvin, I believe that this couple will work. You know, they've had a lot of bumps in the road for, you know, during this trip, but it seems like they're in a better place by the end of the season. We shall see. I don't know. I don't know. She can be a little annoying, but she's been through a lot. Sister on the Move on TikTok says Amanda needs to grieve. I can't remember the timeline of when her husband died and when this relationship started. I need someone to confirm that for me. Someone said baby Riley. Okay, let's talk about Riley and Violet. So allegedly, I'm going to say that she's pregnant. I did not see that being part of their storyline. See, this is why I don't fast forward through any of the couples. I know some of you do, but I can't afford to fast forward because we get bombs that drop like that. So Violet is claiming to Riley after she broke up with him, when he came back, she said, you know, I don't think we should be together. Only come to find out, they apparently had XCX. How old are we? While he was in Vietnam. I didn't even think she could stand him. Like, did we even see them kiss? When they left, he like kissed her on the forehead. So now she's claiming that she's pregnant. But we're not completely sure that's even true. Because according to Riley, the medication that he's on, he should not be able to get anybody pregnant. I don't believe Violet. But we shall see. The tell-all is coming. But to me, that was the shocker of the episode. You're pregnant? Damn. Weird. He's strange. He's strange. I'm sorry. Statler and Dempsey. Statler and Dempsey. I don't think this relationship is going to work. You know, last week's episode ended with Dempsey being very upset with Statler because Statler made it seem like this relationship is not going to work if you want children, because I don't want children. I don't want to adopt children. I don't want children. Somehow they get over it, and all of a sudden Dempsey has changed her mind about Statler coming to live with her. How do we get here? How do we go from it's so important for you to have children, Dempsey, to you can look past it now, and not even just that, now you want Statler to live with you? I don't understand it. To be honest with you, I think you need to run from Statler, to be honest with you. I love Statler. I think Statler's funny. However, I would never be in a relationship with Statler. Statler is clingy. Statler is... I think if Dempsey gave Statler the same clingy energy, Statler would be turned off. Don't you think that? If Dempsey gave her the same clingy energy, I think Statler would be like... Oh, wait, that's a perfect segue. Guys, don't forget our sponsor, Coldest Water Bottle, is back. But don't forget to use the discount code Kempire10 for 10% off of your order. More information is available in the description. They don't just have water bottles of every color and every size. They have sheets. They have things for your pets. They have ice packs. Ice packs come in handy. I've gotten a couple of them. And some other things. Head on over to coldest.com. But don't forget to use the discount code Kempire10 for 10% off of your order. Okay. Back to 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. So I don't see it for these two. But you know there's this joke about lesbians that they bring a U-Haul on the second date, meaning that they move very fast. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay. Chocolate Lit Soul says Statler and Dempsey had me so confused this episode. I thought I'd missed some scenes of how we got from there to here. Okay, it wasn't just me. So this is why I love talking with you guys about these shows, because sometimes I'm like, wait, am I just not paying attention? How do we go from you being like, this is a deal breaker for me, to no, I want you to move in with me. I'm okay with that. That's why I really do look at the 90 Day Fiance producers with a side eye, because I do feel like they have their hands in stirring the pot. Just saying. And producing these things. And they've been accused of this in the past, allegedly. Look, alleged. Well, I mean, no, that's not alleged. They have been accused. I'm not saying that it's fact, but they have been accused of it. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me just tell you, this reunion is about to be a mess. This tell-all is about to be a mess. Tyree's coming back, and damn you, 90 Day Fiance. Because they got a new number for the person that was catfishing Tyree. And they're going to call this person during the tell-all. If they don't stop playing with us and Tyree's emotions, he's like, I'm okay with you calling them. And a man picks up. Oh, God. Oh, goodness. Okay, let me just tell you something about Jasmine and Gino. We already know she makes it because the tell-all preview, you see that Jasmine is here in the United States, but she gets denied for her visa interview. Let me tell you something. Jasmine looks so much better when she doesn't cake on all of this makeup. When she doesn't do this to herself. When she had just like the neutral foundation and makeup on, I was like, oh, Jasmine's a beautiful woman. And when she doesn't have the hair extensions in, I see the preview for 90 Day Fiance because the trailer came out for the regular 90 Day Fiance and she's a part of that. I was like, she looks so much better without all of that stuff. But then the hothead, because when she gets denied, she calls Gino and she is a mess. She is a mess. She's like, and Gino was preparing for good news, so he had the Panamanian flag behind him, and she sees it. She's like, hey, move from there. I do not want to see the Panamanian flag. We're not going to be together. Like, she was screaming. She was screaming. And although I do not believe in this relationship, I've said countless times that this relationship feels fake and forced. This week's episode had me like, what's going on right now? Weird. Okay. Guys, we have over 1,300 people in the building here for our Tuesday takeover. So be sure to like the video if you haven't already. Can we get to 600 likes? Let's get to 600 likes. All right. And those of you that are watching on TikTok, can we get to 15,000 likes? Keep tapping your screens. And those of you that are watching on Facebook, be sure to like us as well. All right. Okay, I'm not done with 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days because we got to talk about Christian and Chloe. They said their goodbyes. Chloe clearly was very upset, doesn't know where she stands with Christian and if this is going to work, especially because Christian likes to talk to women when he's out and about, but he says it's all innocent. It's all innocent. I don't know. I feel like these two give friend vibes. I don't get passion. I know they kissed. At least they kissed. You know, some of these couples that you don't feel any passion with, like Riley and Violet, but apparently they had a whole situation. Now she's saying that she's pregnant. I just don't get romance vibes from Chloe and Christian. But all right, you like it, I love it. Miss Goat on TikTok says not an ounce of chemistry between them. That's how I feel. All right, let me move on. 90 Day Fiance the other way. So we're back in South Africa with these two. Good for them. Look, I have to say, you know, so many times people think that you need drama to be entertaining. I really liked seeing her getting along with his sister. I liked seeing her mom having fun with him in the car. I liked seeing that. I thought that was really interesting. So now she's preparing for the wedding, but the day before the wedding, they go on a safari in South Africa, which I would love to do. And she's like, I don't want to do this because like I have still so much to do for the wedding. Here's the thing. Like, I don't have a problem. You know, she has very long hair. That's one of the quirks of her being on this show. She has very long hair. She doesn't cut her hair. Here's the thing. I'm okay with you having long hair, and it actually looks good in her confessional, but look, when you see it every day, it looks a little ratty and dirty. Just saying. Anyone else? You notice that about her? I don't know. But good for them. We didn't get any Kenny and Armando I'm okay with, but of course we got Danielle and Johan. So Danielle and Johan, you already know how I feel about Danielle. But this week, they are going to talk to a lawyer about his visa. He wants to come to America. So she agrees, I'm sure, after probably countless days and weeks of him asking, I want to, go to America. I want to go to America. So she takes him to the lawyer only to tell the lawyer that we're trying to get him a visitor's visa. A visitor's visa. He wants the good visa so he can stay and work and build a life. His intention is to go to America so he can build a life for his family back in the Dominican Republic. I'm not judging Johan. I'm judging Danielle because if you did not see my video, Google Schmoogle on YouTube, Kempire, Danielle, 90 Day Fiance, it should come up about her bankruptcy, allegedly, which has not played out on the show. And I'm wondering, is this the reason why she doesn't want to come back to America because of the bankruptcy and the $80,000 that she allegedly owes Easy Pass? I think she likes the cost of living in DR. And who knows what else. I don't trust her. And she's so judgmental of Johan. She's so judgmental of Johan. And I don't feel like you are the best judge of character. I don't think you're the most responsible person. And we have still not talked about this bankruptcy and this lie that you have not told Johan, that we don't know. Maybe she has told him and hasn't played out on the show. So they moved on from the conversation about babies now to the visa. Okay. All right, moving on. Oh, look, moving on. We already talked about these couples. Oh no. I guess I must have went on a rant about Brandon and May from before. I'm not going to go on that rant again about them. I'm not going to go on the rant about them again. All right. We already talked about Holly. Let me see. I can't keep up with the 90 Day Fiance people anymore. Kristen and Julio, we didn't see this week. Kimberly and TJ, we did see this week. We already told you how we feel about Kimberly. She doesn't seem happy. This was like the first week where it felt like, oh, wait, they do actually have love for each other. She does not get along with the family. Her family is now in India for this wedding. And apparently the fight with her and the family now turns into a fight with her and TJ in front of her family. So he sort of breaks up with her overnight. And her stepmother gave her such really beautiful advice, and she ends up calling TJ. And this was like the first time I kind of looked at Kimberly a little differently. A little. I still feel like you knew what you were signing up for. You understood the culture. And I know it's one thing to understand in Google Schmoogle versus being there and living it. But I have to say something too, TJ. Like, the way that you were acting in front of the parents, I was sort of like, is this what we have to live with in the future? Is he going to be trying to, be barbaric towards her once they're married? So I was looking at him with the side eye. But this was like the first week that I kind of looked at the relationship. I was like, oh, well, maybe there's some love. Look, maybe a little. I don't know. Can we talk about Shakina and Saper? They're an interesting couple. So she finally makes it to Turkey. I thought it was interesting how she jumped up on him. I was like, wait, we are in a... Like, come on now. Yeah, I don't know if you're allowed to be jumping on people like that in Turkey. He didn't say anything to her, though. He used to have sex with 2 or 3 women in a day. Like, he's funny. Unintentionally funny. But they're a match made in plastic heaven. These two, Shakina and Saper. So she sends her kid off to boarding school. She leaves for Turkey. She arrives. And she's just kissing up on him and all this stuff. I'm like, please stop. Please stop. He's weird. Like, he's strange to me, Saper. Right? It's a little strange to me. But I can't blame Shakina or Shakana, whatever. That's an interesting name. I can't blame her because she told her one of the stipulations of her living with him, he had to change the bed because she knows that he used to have sex with multiple women on this bed. I don't care how many people he had on the bed. Why does the headboard look like that? Why does the headboard look the way that it does? Like somebody was eating at the headboard. I could not sleep on that. It looked like the skin eating disease. Why does the headboard look like that? And he was trying to hide it with pillows. So I can't blame her. Like, I wouldn't want, especially when he admits to, sleeping with he said like 2,500 women. He said, here's the thing. Maybe he has, but don't you stop counting after a certain number? How do you know you slept with 2,500 women? Have you really been keeping a tally? Do you have a notebook? Look, do you have a notebook where you're writing down today was 2? Yesterday was 4. Today, like, how do you know the number? I just feel like after a certain time, you just stop counting. Do you know your number? Asking. Replay crew, as you like the video and you subscribe, do you know the number of people that you've been with? And if you want to share, feel free to share. Look, feel free to share. But I feel as if you've slept with that many people, that your headboard has worn out. Are you really? Look, are you really? Wait, someone said they want to see a picture of the headboard. Let me see if I can find a picture of the headboard, because seeing is believing. Let me see if I can find it. Someone's got to post this on social media. Let me see if I can find it, y'all. Hold on. This is a live show, but I think it's worth seeing if we can find it. Damn it, no. That's not what I want to see. I want to see his headboard. Damn it. I thought that maybe they would have it. A picture of it. Damn it. I really wanted to see it. So I could show you guys. I thought maybe I'd be able to find it. Because it was gross. It was gross. No, it's literally showing me headboards. Let me see. Can we see? No, I don't see any pictures, y'all. But I tried. He's funny, though. We're going to continue to, I'm not really interested in the relationship. I already see this relationship ending badly. Sorry, girl. Exactly. Majestic said it looked gross. It looked like somebody was like, that's what it looked like. Somebody was like, as they're getting shots from behind. Oh, Feline Witchy says, no way all 2,500 were satisfied. Carmen said, that's my business. You don't want to tell us your number, Carmen? No, you don't have to tell us your number. But I was just like, don't you stop counting after maybe like the first 100? I don't even know if it would take that long. And K Rocket says, burn that headboard, please. Patient 0. Exactly. Guys, we're almost at 600 likes. Be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. You can also support the channel by sharing. Sharing is caring. Tell a friend to tell a friend about what we're doing here on the channel. We don't just talk about 90 Day Fiance. We don't just talk about the Real Housewives. We don't just talk about reality TV. We talk about everything in pop culture. And we just finished talking about 90 Day Fiance the other way. Was there any other couple that I wanted to talk about? And if I didn't, I will talk about them next week. Because I'm done with Brandon and Mary. All right. Okay, before we get into some more pop culture news, we got to talk about Big Brother. Let's talk about Big Brother, because you guys, damn you for getting me invested in this damn show. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I am loving Big Brother this season. But I am so concerned. I am so concerned about our girl, Sorry. I'm so concerned, and it's all because of her son, Jared. It's his fault. Now the house has turned on Jared, but thank God Jared won the head of household. Woo! Thank God. Safe one new week. I'm so mad. Because how are they going to turn this around? The entire house has turned on Jared because Jared messed this up. They had a whole fallout before Izzy was even voted out of the house. He went to Corey and confronted Corey and was just like, oh, I heard this. And it was like this whole confusing situation. He was talking loud. Corey was just like, what's happening? Corey done turned the entire house. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Because Corey riled everyone up to vote Izzy out. But this confrontation between Jared and Corey did not help. Sorry, it did not help. Jared, thankfully, he won the HOH. However, the next time they're either going to go for Surrey or Jared next time. So Jared's going to have to win that veto next time. But to be honest with you, I'm ready for Corey or America to go. However, spoiler alert, let me give you guys a second to get out if you don't want any spoilers. Apparently, Corey wins the veto. And no, Jag wins the veto, I believe, and takes Corey off the block. But you may recall that the real target this week is not Corey or America. The target is Cameron. You remember Cameron? Cameron is, look, Cameron is on the low right now, just watching everything. And I kind of like Cameron. I kind of like, thank you, Conchita. I couldn't remember. Jag won. So he took Corey down. Look, but the real target is Cameron. But Cameron's not dumb. Do you think they're going to get Cameron out of the house? But even if they get Cameron out of the house, I feel like the next person is going to be Jared. So Jared's going to have to win that veto in order to save himself. But if they don't get Jared, they might get Surrey. Yeah, Sin, thank you for reminding us. Jared lied on Jag. I forgot that part. Lied on Jag, and they are on his tail. And Surrey was like, what are you doing? You're messing up the game. Another spoiler alert. So in the live feeds, Surrey tells Jared to take, wait, I took a second. Tells him to put her on the block. I don't like how this is turning out. Look. I don't like how this is turning out. I wanted Surrey to make it to the end. But here's the thing, Jared. I don't believe even if you make it further or even if you make it to the end, you've burned so many bridges with this cast. I don't see them voting for you. And yes, Cameron is the replacement for Corey because he's taken off the block. Daisy says, love the live feeds. I'm going to get into the live feeds because, I was like, I hate the spoiler alerts, but I'm seeing the spoilers regardless on Twitter. So I might as well just watch the live feeds. Jared's not going to win. First of all, I just don't think Jared is as smart as his mom. Surrey is killing it. Like, she is good, y'all. Like, I think if Jared wasn't in this house, Surrey would have had a better chance of getting closer to winning. Danny says, I wonder if this show's in the UK. I don't know. For those that watch in the UK or tried, how can someone in the UK watch or internationally? Regina says, I'm nervous. I'm nervous too. Like, I just don't send Surrey home. Send Jared home. But if they send Jared home, I'm not going to cry. If it's Surrey or Jared doesn't win, who do you want to win? You know what, Felicia, she's been on the low because remember, like, where's Felicia all of a sudden? She's on the low. She might make it towards the end. She might be doing a Cynthia Bailey. Remember what Cynthia Bailey did? Cynthia Bailey made it to the top 3. So she's kind of falling back. We shall see. Exactly. Sure says that Jared is ruining his mom's game. He is. Damn him. The way she prayed for him, though, because that, what do they call the meatball thing? Where they were hanging on the wall? I couldn't do that. See, that's why I couldn't do the physical stuff. Like I'm in physical therapy for my wrist. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do Big Brother though. I like watching it though. I am definitely highly entertained. Question. For those that watch Big Brother, do you fast forward through Julie Chen Moonvez's segments? Or is that just me? No shade to Julie. She has a job. You need a host. But for time's sake, I fast forward most of her scenes, except maybe when she interviews the person that's ousted. Yes, Mimi is also someone that's sort of like on the low right now. I kind of like Mimi. Some of y'all don't like Mimi. I kind of like Mimi. I know she's not very social, and maybe she hasn't won the social game aspect. She needs to work on that. Someone says Corey or America for the win. How dare you? Get out of here. No, I'm playing. I don't want them to win. I don't like them. I like Corey. I don't really like America. Nope. I don't like her. I don't know what it is. I don't like her. I think she said something along the way and I didn't like it. Not personally, America. Calm down. Me too, Red Summer. It says yes. Fast forward that and the intro. Same. And the replay, especially if I don't need a reminder. I'm like, eh. Thank you, Taylor. Congrats on 300K claiming it. Let's make sure. Did it change? No, not yet. So we got almost 1,300 of you guys watching. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. It is subscribers only live chat. Shout out to our Kings Guards. We could not do this without them. Replay crew, we haven't forgotten about you. We will be adding the timestamps later on because I know you guys come to watch certain things, particular stories, particular recaps. So I am still watching Big Brother. I am still very much engaged. I didn't think I could keep up with it, but I am. This is where we end up talking about it. So if you enjoy Big Brother or 90 Day Fiance, this is the day that we usually cover all the things. All right. A new episode is tomorrow, right? Of Big Brother. I might go live on my TikTok and talk about it. So be sure to follow us on TikTok. All our social media is available at TheKempire.com, including our merch. Be sure to check out the merch, guys, if you haven't already. And of course, we have some new things coming there as well. All right. Moving on. What's the other? Okay. Damn, we always have a lot to talk about. And I've already been talking for how long? So let me get into these other stories, guys. We've covered all the things in regards to our reality TV. Let's get into some reality TV, and then we'll get into some pop culture stories. And this is why I can't cover all the stories during Tuesday Takeover. Shannon Storms Beador. So the news broke yesterday afternoon that Shannon was arrested on Saturday night for driving under the influence of alcohol. All right. And a hit and run. Well, since then, video footage has come out. All right. Video footage has come out. And also a statement. So first I'll get into Shannon's statement from her attorney. Is this the same? Can someone confirm for me? Is this the same attorney that helped Gina? I'm just asking. It probably isn't. But is it? All right. So Michael Fell, Shannon's attorney, released a statement to TMZ saying, I spent quite a bit of time with Shannon yesterday. She is extremely apologetic and remorseful. We will be awaiting the official information on this case as it becomes available, and Shannon is prepared to accept full responsibility for her actions. Okay? I mean, I don't think she can help it, y'all, because let's take a look at the footage. Let me just... because I also want to bring up the photos of the accident scene. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. There's so much stuff to cover today, y'all. Oh, wait, here it is. I got to bring this photo over for you guys to see this because the photos and the video of the situation are insane. Okay? Okay, let me just play the video footage for you guys. Oh, wait, before I play the footage, I want to play Jeff Lewis's clip in regards to him, because this came out before the footage came out. So Jeff Lewis, as you know, he was on Bravo's reality show. He's very friendly with Shannon as well. She's been on his show. She was supposed to be on the show this week. Well, he talks about this on his show because he spoke to Shannon.
Friday, Taylor Armstrong will be here. Shannon Beador will not. She has canceled Friday for obvious reasons. If you read, I think it's everywhere right now. Unfortunately, she got into a bit of trouble on Saturday night. I was with her on Friday night, so people are confusing because we were out for Stu's birthday on Friday night at Nobu, and it was Taylor Armstrong and John, and then John Jansen, Shannon, and Stu and myself. We all had a really nice evening. We then went on to the Elks Lodge afterwards, which was live band doing covers.
Fun. Really
fun. I invited Shannon on Saturday to go to Stu's birthday at Abbey and High Tops. She said she was staying in, but she ended up going out. Unfortunately, she got a DUI on Saturday night. She was also in a car accident.
Oh, gosh.
She was injured, so she's going to be recovering. And then I will say I've known Shannon. Shannon and I have been friends for a very long time. I was shocked. She called me yesterday. We talked for a while, and I was shocked because I've never known Shannon to ever drink and drive. And that's something that we both have discussed previously. I won't have one drink, and I just Uber everywhere now. So I'm shocked. I will tell you she's accepting full accountability. She is ashamed. She's embarrassed. I personally, as her friend, don't, because people are like, oh, she needs rehab. Oh, she's an alcoholic. I don't think Shannon is an alcoholic. I think, as her close friend, I think she's going through a lot of personal struggles right now. And I think that she probably has been leaning on alcohol, but I don't believe she's an alcoholic. I am happy to say that she's going to be entering counseling this week. So I'm happy about that. Nobody, aside from Shannon, nobody was hurt in the accident. I'm not justifying it. I'm not condoning it.
It sounds like he's justifying it. Here's the thing. Neither Jeff Lewis or myself are experts in diagnosing someone as an alcoholic. But a lot of you have said over the years, especially those of you that have watched Shannon Beador on The Real Housewives of Orange County, have said, we've seen it. We're not surprised by this. But the fact that she got into a car and then clipped a home and had Archie, have we confirmed anything about Archie being safe yet? I mean, we know that the police secured him, but do we know if he's back with Shannon? Homegirl ran into this home, then parked the car in the middle of the street, and then tried to pretend her and the dog got out of the car and then tried to pretend as if she was walking the dog. Until she was arrested because she was clearly wasted. Let's take a look at the video footage that TMZ has obtained. Can you guys see this? For those that are watching on TikTok, you can watch this on YouTube. So clearly she crashes into the home, then she pulls out and then goes back down the street. If you look further on the left, there are people walking. She could have easily crashed into these people. Because I wasn't sure at what time of night this was. Look, and it goes right into the home, crashed right into these people's homes. She's reversing, she pulls out. And then drives away. And then there are other vehicles literally coming down this street. I mean, she's lucky. First of all, she's lucky to be alive. Anyone in this area is lucky to be alive because all it took was someone coming out of their home, someone just walking their dog, actually walking their dog, and she could have hit them. She could have hit them. So the aftermath. So let me show you photos of that TMZ has obtained of the aftermath of these people's home that she crashed into. And here's the thing. I know, thank God no one was hurt. Look, thank God no one was hurt. But here's the thing. You know what's annoying? you're gonna have to deal with your insurance. You got to deal with all these different people in regards to this. Now they have to deal with this headache. Look at this. Her car crashed into their home. Look at that tree. Hit the tree. Like, that was some serious damage. Luckily, this home, if you can take a look at the home a little bit closely, luckily the home is the home. It's built the way that it's built. Like, it's out of cement. If it was some home made out of wood, and if they didn't have this little garden area or the tree there, she could have ended up inside their living room. She could have ended up killing someone. And I'm not trying to beat down on Shannon, but I think it's important, especially today, because I think we sort of brush over when people get arrested for DUIs instead of realizing the extreme seriousness of, God forbid, you really did kill someone. We'd be talking about a completely different thing right now if she had hit someone. So save me on, I don't think she's an alcoholic. Save me on, she's going into counseling. No, she needs to get more than counseling at this point. So that is the latest update in regards to the Shannon Beador crash situation. Now we know we have the video footage. People are speaking out about the situation. And look, I'm not here to make the jokes. I see people are making jokes now about the Shannon situation. Look, do what you want. To me, this is not a laughing matter at all. All right. Was there anything else that I wanted to say about Shannon Beador? No, that was it. That was it. Let me just see. Okay. Let me get into this Jeannie Mai situation. So over the weekend, we did at least 3 videos talking about the Jeezy and Jeannie Mai situation. So, you know, Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, well, Jeezy filed for divorce this past Thursday. But apparently, according to the notarized report, Jeezy was planning this from June. So since then, there have been so many people trying to figure out, how did this happen? How did we get here? People are blaming him. People are blaming her. You remember what she said on the reel about, black meat being on the side, but her white meat keeps her strong and lean, or whatever it may be. Now they're talking about how she degraded her then husband, her white husband, when she was on the reel, call him a Mitch, a male B word. And how he said that she lacked compassion, according to him. Look, none of us are perfect in relationships. We all play a part in the dissolution of a relationship, some more than others, But our friends over at Lillian TV this morning broke the story that now Jeannie Mai is contesting this divorce. She's contesting this divorce. Before we get into that, so one of the other things that people are looking towards in regards to what may have been the reason for the dissolution of this marriage between Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. Some people have said she shouldn't have been surprised. Jeezy and his relationships have been up and down for years. I'm not surprised that this might be the situation. People have alluded that she's cheated. There are people actually running with the narrative that she may have cheated with Mario Lopez, who's also a married man, because of what they've seen of Mario and Jeannie on Access Hollywood, right? I don't know if I believe that. They also highlight where in Mario Lopez's comment section, someone made a shady comment about Jeezy, and Mario liked it. Let me tell you something, especially as someone that is a creator and that posts on social media, and I get a lot of comments. Thank God, I'm not. Look, so he liked a shady comment about Jeezy. But let me tell you something. When I'm going through some comments, sometimes I'll read one of the lines and I'll just like it. And you might have said something shady later on in that comment. I mean, this particular comment was short, but he could have been just liking comments just for engagement purposes. So I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe there's anything going on between Mario Lopez and Jeannie Mai until we get more evidence. I hope not. What in the Ariana Grande and that man from SpongeBob? All right. But that's not it. So people, as I said to you before, they've been pulling up all the clips, especially clips about Jeannie and where the signs and symptoms have been in regards to this. So she talks about her temper, So the audio for this is pretty low. So I will narrate as much. I will summarize some of what has been said in this, but I'll play it just in case you guys are able to hear it.
Called me out on it. I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, who? That's not flying here. And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the f do you think you are? But I was triggering him. But he never told me to fix my temper. I just saw it and I thought, unless I want to stay in this place where I lose this person I love and I stay in my comfort zone of doing what I want to do and function the way I have for the last 40 years where nobody else had to stop me.
Which obviously has done quite well for you.
Right, I could have. But this was something greater that I wanted. And also a great challenge to myself to say, what if, now that I know it exists and the dragon's there, what if I got rid of that? How do I kill that dragon or store it in its place so that it never creates havoc?
I don't know what the reason is for the Jeannie Mai and Jeezy divorce, but our friends over at Lil Lynn TV posted a video earlier today talking about an update in regards to the divorce filing. So if you miss any of our reports or Lil Lynn's reports, be sure to go over there and drop a crown and an elephant so she knows who we sent you in regards to these stories. But today, based on the update of the court documents, it changed. Let me show you the court document first of all. Hold on. So shout out to Layla Lynn for this because you know we always cite our sources. Apparently, Jeannie Mai has changed this because originally when Layla first looked this up, it originally said that this was uncontested. Well, apparently it has changed and it's now being contested. All right, it's now being contested, and apparently they have 30 days? Well, till the 19th in order to resolve this issue. And a judge has been assigned, as you can see below, Sharmella Williams. All right. But I'm sure you're wondering, what the hell, what does this mean? What's going on? It could be because they do have a prenuptial agreement. So we don't know what's in that prenuptial agreement. Maybe she's contesting something in regards to that. But I had a Google schmoogle. And I know we have attorneys that watch. You can chime on in, please feel free. So, of course, I Google schmoogled a little bit. Divorce.net. Contested versus uncontested divorce. So they say this. Typically, there are two kinds of divorces. The first is an uncontested divorce, which is where both spouses, hold on, let me just make sure. Okay. Both spouses agree on all issues concerning the divorce, including but not limited to the division of marital properties and debts, child custody. Remember, they have a baby girl together, child support, and spousal support or alimony. All right. The second is a contested divorce where the spouses can't agree on their divorce issues, and they end up in court asking a judge to make these decisions for them. Whether it's one or all issues, if you disagree on anything, the court considers your divorce contested. They said perhaps the most significant difference between an uncontested and a contested divorce is the legal process cost and time. Although it usually costs the same to file either type of divorce, spouses going through a contested divorce are more likely to spend money on attorney's fees and expert witness fees, such as financial consultants or appraisers, than a couple that agrees on most divorce-related issues. So it could be their prenuptial agreement. They also have a child together, both Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. It could be about child custody. It could be about child support, those elements. So obviously Jeannie Mai is saying here that there's something within this divorce that she does not agree on, and maybe now she's gotten her lawyer involved. If she enlists Laura Waitzer, Jeezy, I wish you luck. I'm just saying, because I just told you Laura Waitzer is involved in the Ariana Grande divorce, and she's a powerhouse. She always gets her way. Okay, not always, but you know what I'm saying. She's a powerhouse in these divorce proceedings. Didn't she also represent Kim Kardashian in her divorce from that man? You probably think Kempire. Kim has been married to multiple men. Which man are you talking about? Kanye. So now the latest update in regards to the Jeannie Mai and Jeezy situation is that she's contesting this divorce. We do not know the specifics of this, but there's been all kinds of accusations being thrown around on what may have broken up these two. We shall see. I don't know if we will ever know. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels that talk about similar topics. This is our Tuesday Takeover. We are live on multiple platforms. Normally, we would take callers today, but as I said to you before, I'm having some work done here on the place. I don't want to be live for too long, but I do want to talk about this next story, and then we're going to wrap it up. Angelica Ross. You know who Angelica Ross is. We loved her on Pose. Okay? Gorgeous. I'm still heartbroken about her storyline on Pose. So Angelica Ross and Ryan Murphy, we were just talking so glowingly about Ryan Murphy. We were just, remember his Golden Globe speech, how he highlighted all of the people that he's worked with? Well, Angelica has the receipts as to why we might feel a little bit differently about this man. Ryan Murphy. For those that don't know who Ryan Murphy is, you know who Ryan Murphy is, the creator behind American Horror Story, multiple shows that we've talked about and covered, okay? So Angelica Ross, and this is from our friends over at The Wrap, they said, known for her work in Pose and American Horror Story, said that Ryan Murphy left her, quote, on red about a seemingly scrapped season of American Horror Story that would feature a cast led by Black women. All right. So Ross posted screenshots of emails sent between herself and the prolific producer dating back to July 2020 on Monday, in which Murphy seemed to confirm the existence of the season and asked Ross for guidance on which other women should lead the installment. I'm just mad now. Is this going to force his hand? Like, I want to see this. Okay, let me just post up the things for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. So this was the email that on July 3rd, Ryan Murphy, the producer, sent to Angelica saying, remember your idea about a horror season starring Black women, ? Well, I'm doing it. Not sure of the story yet, but we will start a writer's room in the fall. Okay, that was in 2020. Angelica responds and says, yes. Sorry, I had to. That's how she wrote it. All right. So Angelica says, Debbie Morgan, East Bayou, the culture would live. And she's a powerhouse actress. And she says also someone like Lynn Whitfield or Alfre Woodward would turn it. But I would totally say me, Kiki Palmer, Gabby Sidibe, and Adina or Angela Bassett, but I know she's probably locked in on one of your other shows. Adina, also my sis, Amaya Scott from Star on Fox, would be a great choice too. I love how Angelica's just lifting up these Black women in this email, but okay, I'll continue. She is the one who introduced me to American Horror Story. Really good instincts and timing, and gorgeous. I honestly have a long list of Black women I want to work with: Gabrielle Union, Viola Davis, Lupita, Kerry Washington, Halle Berry. The list definitely goes on. Okay. It doesn't end there, though. So Angelica did post more receipts on her social media, and she says that she has more. She has time. She says, we're on strike. I have time today. Okay. So she continues. She reposts the Wrap's original article about this, saying it's not just that the idea changed. Things change all the time. It's just that I called business affairs for months trying to get clarity if they were picking up my contract option or if I was okay to tell Marvel, because she had Marvel as a possibility for her career, which would be huge. Can you see her playing Storm? I can, just saying. All right, that I was available for whatever they were calling me for. I had been auditioning for 3 years for Marvel. It's that I was held in first position the whole time. All right. Someone says Ryan is very shady like the rest of the industry, and low key, I am more mad at Angelica for not taking the Marvel bag as soon as she could branch away from the Ryan Murphy typecast. She then responds to this and says, I tried. I was yelling at my agents, just tell them I'm available. But they said that we couldn't do that because if they turned around and said I wasn't, we'd have an issue. That's why we kept calling them, trying to get answers. So she then says this. She says, after not hearing back, after sending flowers and no response, I sent one last email in February of 2022. It took about a year to film season 10 due to COVID, while still contractually in first position with the show. Mind you, Marvel had called twice now. I haven't heard from him since. So you can see her email here. She says, good morning, up cleaning and organizing and thinking about what season 11's focus could be. And then just thought maybe that I ask you that when that formulates, if I could be on the producing side as well. I think I could add a lot to the table in the overall storyline if we're still looking to do a Black lead cast. Have a great week. So Angelica's mad, and rightfully so, because to miss out on an opportunity to work for Marvel, that could secure her for a while, for the rest of her life. For the rest of her life. But I also understand, like, her agents could not secure her in that position with Marvel because she's contractually obligated to Ryan Murphy. What in the slavery? I'm just saying. So she said that Marvel reached out to her multiple times at the time. Damn. But doesn't that an all-black American Horror Story season sound amazing? Like Coven? Remember Coven? You know Coven's my favorite. Season 3 of American Horror Story. Angela Bassett. I know Angela's busy, booked and busy on that show 911. But I'd love to. I still would love to see this, but now that she's blasting him, I don't know if we'll still see it. Just won't be with Angelica. But then we're all going to be like, we can't watch it because Angelica was a part of the idea. And now this is real rough. Look. Damn it. But she's probably upset because she missed out on the Marvel bag. She's had to wait 2 years for all this to come to fruition. But here's the thing, Angelica, let me play devil's advocate. Sometimes these ideas for shows could take several years. And I know things got to get paid. The bills got to get paid. But now you may have ruined your opportunity. Because sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes these projects do take a long time. Should he have responded to her? Yeah, but I'm sure I got a few people waiting on a response from me. Look, I'm just saying. But no, I get it. She's upset, rightfully so, if Marvel is calling and you want to get that bag, because we all want you to get that bag. We want to see you play a superhero. And I really do think this is a great idea. Do you think that we're going to see it? Do you think that Angelica Ross would be a part of it? Hold on. Abu says, but hold on. Where did Abu's comment go? Abu says Coven wasn't an all black cast. I know that. I do know that. It still was my favorite season. But what I'm saying is that I was thinking when she mentioned Angelica, when Angelica mentioned Angela Bassett, I was like, well, we can take Angela's character from there and build around that. That's what I was thinking. Damn. Anyways, let me say thank you because we had a few super chats that I wanted to get to. Lakeisha, thank you so much for the super chat. Lakeisha says, Jared has made a mess of everything that Suri had strategized perfectly. America hyped Corey up to be the bad guy and got everyone to turn on Jared. America needs to go. She turned Cameron against Jared too. That's a good observation. It's a good observation. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, hold on. Julie says, if his child was hit or killed by a drunk driver, his child was injured or killed by a drunk driver. Disappointed in Jeff Lewis. Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to get these super chats up. DM Rocks, thank you so much for the super chat. DM says, hey, the cast for Traitors Season 2 is flying to Scotland and Tamara and Lindsay from Summer House is on it. Oh. Okay. You know, we love Traitors. We talked about it here during our Tuesday takeover as well. Julie, thank you so much for another super chat. Julie says, repeated myself meant different response. Oh, it's okay, Julie. I got what you were saying in regards to the whole Jeff Lewis defending Shannon Beador for this DUI and hit and run situation. Ariana, thank you so much for the super chat. Ariana says, I would watch. Have you started the I think he said, have you started the Hulu show, The Other Black Girl? It's so good, and Garcelle is on it. I did see a clip from Watch What Happens Live where the creator was on there. So that is a show that I want to watch, but we will promote it. Thank you for the reminder, Ariana. There is a show on Hulu called The Other Black Girl. According to Ariana, she says it's so good. And I did see that Garcelle is staying booked and busy. And Garcelle Bouvet from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And of course, before that, the Jamie Foxx show, blah, blah, blah. She's also in it. She stays working. Mama's got to work. Look, mama's got to work. All right. Thank you so much for the super chats. We appreciate you guys supporting the channel. All right. And guys, you can also support the channel just by liking the video. Thank you to all of you for being here. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. We talked about a lot today. We talked about a lot. And if you missed it, guys, we did have our Real Housewives of New York recap yesterday. So be sure to check that out. We also talked about the Real Housewives of New York reunion seating. So if you missed it, go check that out. And of course, this morning, a new episode of our podcast, Kempire Radio, dropped. And for those that watched it or was a part of our live podcast recording, I know you're probably like, I already heard it. I added stuff. I added more content to it that I'm talking about, including this Shannon situation and the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B situation. So there's a lot that I've added to this podcast exclusive. So be sure to subscribe to the Kempire Radio podcast. And guys, don't forget to support our sponsor, Coldest. Use our discount code Kempire10 for 10% off of your order. We appreciate our King's Guards for holding us down in the live chat. We will be posting the timestamps later on today, so stay tuned for that. Got a couple of other things that we need to get done before I do that, but our mods are working on it. Thank you to our mods on multiple platforms for being here and holding us down. And of course, thank you to our channel members. To become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. And for everything Kempire, including our merch, head on over to TheKempire.com. All right. We're going to get out of here. I did a lot of talking. We were live for almost 2 hours, but I don't regret it. I love our Tuesday takeover. It's one of the best shows that we do during the week. So if you haven't gotten to some of our past episodes, it's worth listening to. Go listen. Go enjoy. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Let's get out of here with some music. I can't wait to start playing Christmas music. Yeah, I know. I talk about Christmas in this new episode of the podcast too. All right. All right, let's get out of here, y'all. Because summer is over. Let's play this. We haven't played this in a while.
Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to say it again. Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. Ooh, baby, you're my sugar dripping, chocolate covered waffle cone. No, I can't leave that boy alone. Need a taste up in the morning. You got a girl just jonesing. Need a fix from my favorite type of candy store. Got me shaking, going out of control. Let me have a little something. You know I'm hooked up on that loving. Let's rock, roll, escape. Let the stress just slide away. Oh, baby, no You know you keep a girl jonesing. I need a hit, keep it coming, ain't no antidote. One kiss, that's all she wrote. I'm an addict, I confess it. Woo, this love is a blessing. So let's rock, roll, escape. Let the stress just slide away. Oh baby, no, don't ever let me go. No, don't ever let me go. Champagne, let's